Evet, merhabalar arkadaşlar. Welcome everybody. PMMS. Okay, I'll try to find you. Yeah, from India. Quite a strong player you are. Okay, I accepted you. PMMS. Okay, just write your usernames, guys, and I will accept you. Vinayak Marar. Another player from India. I also accepted you. Thank you for the follow. The Yo-Yo 44. You are also accepted. Me Mert. A couple of more players and we will start soon, guys. Please don't write me on Lichess, write on Twitch so I can accept you. But after the simultaneous games, you can maybe challenge me in Blitz time control. 3+2 maybe. Paul Benko, you are also accepted. Okay, two more players. Deniz Kamber. Grigori OG Knight, you are? What is your username? OG Knight. Okay, one more player. Okay, we will start in a couple of minutes. Sure, I can lower it if it is too loud. Let's even close it now. I didn't know that it's too loud. Okay, I modified it. Thank you for asking. Kadzi Olul, I also accept you. I think you also followed me. So we can, I guess, start now. Okay. Good luck, everybody. Have fun. Let's go d4. I chose random colors, so I will be playing with white pieces and black pieces at the same time. Chess Nicola, I don't know Russian. Please only in English. Let's go e5, some different openings. Okay, d4, e6, let's go c4. Dina Heydari, hello. Okay, c4, knight c3, let's go d6. Okay, d5. Okay, e4 takes. Because bishop b4, there are many moves here. Knight f3, e3, bishop g5, or even queen c2. Immediate a3 is also possible. Okay, my favorite is queen c2, so I will stick to that. Knight f6, knight f3, He goes bishop c4. Now bishop c5 is playable. Knight f6 is also a move. Knight f6, knight g5, d5, ed. Knight a5 is one variation. I can simply go bishop c5 as well. Not to go into theory very much. GM Wizards. Evet, Türkçe konuşabilirsiniz. He gives a check on b5, but this just loses a tempo. There was no need to give a check. Now I play c6 and drive the bishop back. Okay, bishop g2. He goes bishop f5, which is a rare move. Usually they play d takes c4 instead of bishop f5. Because now the b7 pawn is very weak. With the bishop on c8, it was covering on b7. But now the b7 pawn is very weak, so maybe I can start with queen b3 or c takes, then queen b3 is also possible. Okay, let's go g6, Sicilian Dragon. Okay, bishop g7, knight f6. Okay, short castle, knight f3, short castle, bishop g4, let's go e3, okay, takes, knight c2, he goes rook e8, which is a weird move. Usually this rook sits on f8, which would help black to play f5. Okay, let's go d5. Queen a5. He goes h3. Okay, let's play bishop h5. He wants to go e5 maybe now. But I can take. He takes and I can get rid of the pin by taking the queen. So it shouldn't be a big problem. I will just play bishop g4. Evet, şu anlık 7 kişiyle oynuyorum. Wizard. Ama bu simultaneden sonra birer yani teke tek de oynayacağım. Okay, let's just develop bishop g5. He goes b5. Okay, bishop e2. Bishop g6. Okay, bishop e6. Short castle. Let's go knight e3. Protect the c4 pawn. Knight bd7. Bishop f4. He wants to sit on c5. Let's go knight d4. Rook c8 is a good move. He wants to push g5. Maybe now c5 is interesting. Just to avoid him to play c5. Turkish is a beautiful language. Yeah, thank you very much. I think you are from India. Indian language is also very good. Interesting. You have many dialects and many different languages as far as I know. So if I go a3, he goes a4 and he avoids b4 forever. So I need to maybe start with b3. But now the e4 pawn is also hanging. So maybe I need to start with bishop f1 just to protect the e4 pawn. He gives a check. Okay, c6. Let's go bishop. Okay, rook e8 or bishop c7. Well, let's start with h6. You are Iranian. That's nice. He goes b6. Okay, let's go b3. Okay, queen takes or knight takes f6. I think knight takes is better because then the knight lands on e4. If I take with the queen, then my knight has nowhere to go basically. It can go to b6, attack the bishop, but after bishop b3 again, it has no useful square. So I'll take with the knight. Water 007007. Good morning. Yeah, I just blundered. I totally missed that move. And now my c5 pawn will be lost in a couple of moves. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's go queen c2 and pretend nothing happened. I can also go to a5, but he takes on c5, and after I take on a7, rook a8 just traps the queen, because the bishop is protected by the knight on c5, and my queen has nowhere to go. So that doesn't work. Queen a5 takes, and b4 lands onto a fork. That's also not good. So what remains is c2 square. He goes e6, okay, e3. Okay, let's go here. He takes c6. Okay, let's go b4. Çağan merhabalar, hoş geldin. Bugün İngilizce konuşuyorum, kusura bakma. Ama izlemeye devam et lütfen. Türkçe yorum yazabilirsin sorun olursa. Cevaplarım yani. Şeye yaz, chat'e. Let's go knight d5. He goes knight e5 and wants to take my bishop, which wouldn't do any harm to me because after f takes, my rook would be activated. Maybe queen c7 might be a move here, and I will just hope that he takes, and after I take, my rook is activated. And also my other rook might come to e8 after queen c7. That should be a useful move. He goes h4. Which is kind of interesting. And I'll go b5. I need to attack also. Okay, he played h6. He was afraid of bishop g5. Küçük vizyoner sensin, tamam. Şimdi bu simultane bitince bana teklif atabilirsin. Ben de seninle oynarım. So after h6, what am I supposed to do? I want to bring this bishop into the game, so bishop f4 looks logical. If he does not do anything, then I will just take the knight. You cannot play a move like knight g6 because the c7 pawn will be hanging. So knight c6, okay, continue to develop. Bishop d3. He goes knight d7. He wants to push c5. Yeah, this position is very bad. Unfortunately, I blundered the pawn very early in the game. Bishop b2. He goes a3, prevents b4. But I can play b4 anyway. A takes, queen takes, then rook a b8 and attacking the b2. Some mating threats. Rook fc8 might be a move as well. I don't know. e5 really shouldn't be a good move because it closes the diagonal. He just goes to e3 and there is nothing. I can create counterplay there. Okay, b4 looks the most logical move here. Okay, b4, maybe knight a2 is a move. Then he collects the b4 pawn. That might be his idea. Okay, rook fc8, h5, e5, bishop e3, then maybe I can sack. Don't know if it's a good idea. Takes, takes, takes. His pawn structure is ruined, but I don't know if I have enough compensation. Okay, b4, knight a2, and the pawn is just pinned. I cannot take on a3. So b4, knight a2. Maybe queen c7. Knight takes b4, a5, knight d3. I don't believe that I will have some counterplay, so I'll go rook fc8. Okay, h6. Let's go to e. If I go to e3, he wants to go knight g4, I guess. That's a bit annoying. So maybe bishop h4 is better. Now here knight g4. If I take, yeah, taking might be an option. Usually taking on c5 is never really good, but in this case maybe bishop e3, knight g4, and takes, he takes, then maybe I have moves like d6, and if he goes c6, knight c7 just forks the rooks. He goes c5. That's a terrible position, as I mentioned a lot of times. Takes, takes, then where is this queen going? Okay, let's go queen a4. Shouldn't be a good move, but cannot find any other. Okay, knight takes f6, queen takes. Maybe queen d4 is an option here. And I can bring the rook over to d1. It also attacks the e4 pawn, and someday maybe I can collect that pawn. So why not? He goes rook f1. I don't understand this move. I will just take on e5 twice. Bishop a4. If I take on f3, he just plays g takes f3, and my bishop is under attack, and also the c6 pawn. If he takes the c6 pawn, he will give a check, and he will have an attack on my rook as well. So taking shouldn't be a good move. I can take with the bishop maybe. He takes. Then again, he wants to play f4. So maybe just castling is a good idea. If I just castle, then he goes knight bd2, and I cannot anymore ruin his pawn structure. So maybe this is the time to play bishop takes f3. Or let's start with h6 and provoke him. Okay, takes. Oh my god, I blundered the pawn again. Playing terrible chess today. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, takes, bishop takes h6 maybe. Then he goes knight takes f2. I cannot even win the pawn back. Yeah, that was an important central pawn. Now I even maybe lost the game objectively. Okay, let's take. What to do? He goes a5. Okay, rook ad1. Takes. Okay, takes. He goes knight takes f2. King takes, bishop takes. Let's go rook c1. Short castle. Goes h5. Okay, now I can maybe consider some sacrifices. I don't really want to open the h file. If I take with the knight, he takes the bishop, I take, then he has g4, and after queen h6 is very strong. So maybe e5 is e5 has to be played. Okay, e5, bishop e3, then maybe sacking the exchange. Takes, takes, takes, takes, then knight takes h5, and I think I have some compensation. Let's go e5. Queen f4. Okay, now I have a good bishop against his bad bishop. That's a strategical advantage, but of course it's not really enough for the time being to win the game. I need more than that. Okay, my rooks are not doing much. Maybe rook fc1, the only open file on the board is the c file. Bringing the rook to c1 is never a bad idea in such positions. I don't really want to play e4 and weaken my d4 square, so maybe just I will double the rook somehow. Rook fc1, a3, rook c2, rook ac1. It would be very good to push a3, b4 someday. Okay, I'll start with a3 and see what happens. Yeah, my bishop is very passive, unfortunately. I still cannot push b4 because of knight a2. Oh, I saw an interesting line, but it doesn't work, unfortunately. b2, knight a2, b3, queen takes a5, b takes a2, and I want to promote, but he has this king d2 move, and the rook protects a1. That's an interesting line, but it doesn't work, unfortunately, so I will just sack. And he takes on f6, which I really was hoping for. Queen takes, then he goes knight bd2. And I will just short castle after that. He goes king h8. I can actually take the pawn now. Cannot I? Okay, takes, bishop takes e4. He then maybe goes c5. And after queen e3, he goes knight g4, and I think I am in trouble. So I cannot really take on e4. Takes, he goes c5, bishop e3, knight eg4. Let's start with h3, expand on the king side. Evet, sürem yetmeyecek maalesef. Çok konuşuyorum. Yapacak bir şey yok. Biraz da takılıyor ekran. Hemen oynayınca takılıyor. O yüzden biraz bekleyerek oynuyorum arkadaşlar. Ki siz de izleyebilin diye. O yüzden de zaman kaybediyorum. Now I can just short castle. He goes knight e2. Okay, let's go here. c6, I am kind of happy about this move. Now the d6 square at least is weak. The knight is protecting d6, so after d takes, b takes, I cannot take on d6. But maybe I can play f3. He takes, I take, he takes, and I take again. Or maybe even with the rook, and I can maybe create some counterplay on the queen side on the c file. So if he goes knight f6, then I take on c6, then d6. So he has to play c takes d5. F takes e4, b takes c4, and rook takes c4. I have some compensation. I'm happy. Okay, queen c7. Of course, queen a7 doesn't work because of rook a8. It just traps the queen. Maybe rook a7 is a move. Yeah, let's just pin this pawn. Rook a7. Maybe he pushes c4, then he loses the control of the d4 square. I can even take on a7, and after rook a8, maybe I can go to d4, and my queen is not trapped anymore. Okay, takes. Knight g6. Now I think bishop takes h6 is strong. I can start with knight f6 or bishop h6. There are two moves to consider here. Okay, bishop takes h6, then he goes bishop takes d5. And after c takes, he can just collect the bishop. But if I start with knight takes f6, queen takes, g takes, then after that I can collect the h6 pawn. Okay, b takes c3. Now his pawns are very weak. Of course, I should do something about this pawn on h5. Maybe knight takes h5, followed by knight f4. Or g takes h5. I don't know. Okay, let's take with the knight. h3 takes. Okay, queen h4. Okay, I wanna go queen c2 and keep an eye on h7. Rook fc1 is a move. Okay, rook ac1 is also good. I don't think it really matters much. Okay, this position looks completely equal. Opposite colored bishops. Okay, I will damage his pawn structure. He goes knight takes f4. That's a weird move. Yeah. I saw that in the beginning, but I really forgot about that. I was planning bishop takes h6. In that variation, there was no knight takes f4. Yeah, knight takes e2 is a huge threat, so I have to take the knight. Okay, at least I damaged his pawn structure, but also he damaged my pawn structure. I will have a double pawn as well. Okay. He goes now king g2. Okay, now maybe I can sack on g4. Knight takes, h takes, queen takes. If knight g3, then I have bishop e4. And I also collect the f4 pawn. No need to think a lot. Let's just sack. let's go bishop d4. He goes knight c5. That's a blunder. Now the d6 pawn is hanging. That is what I was hoping for. He should have taken on d5. Okay, queen takes, queen takes. He goes bishop d7. Okay, knight b5. Then the queen has one square, which is e7. Okay, let's go queen c2. Rook c8. Knight takes d6. Queen takes g4 or bishop e4 first. Bishop e4. King g1 or king f1. No, king f1 just mates, right? Bishop e4, king f1, then queen h3 check. King f2, queen f3, king g1, queen g2 is mate. So he has to go to g1. And where is my mate after that? King g1. Okay, queen h1, king f2, queen f3, king g1, queen g2 is mate. Yeah, this is a forced mate now. Checkmate. G takes f6. Okay, rook d4 or... Yeah, I don't know about this position really now. The g file is very important. He wants to go rook g8 and create some counterplay on the g file. So maybe I can also start with king h2 and rook g1. Okay, bishop takes b2. Let's go h3, bishop e5. He goes g4. Okay, knight f6. Rook ft1. I need to play faster, obviously. I don't have a lot of time. Okay, now this pawn is very weak on f5. And my bishop is not doing much. It's the worst piece on the board. So maybe h4, bishop h3 is a good idea to activate the bishop. Okay, let's go rook c7 with the idea of rook fc8 doubling the rooks and getting some initiative. Okay, queen h1. Okay, I'll double the rooks, then he goes bishop a4. But I can start maybe bishop f4, and that might win the game. Bishop f4, rook goes somewhere, and rook fc8. Bishop f4. Okay, he goes a4, and he wants to open up the a file. I cannot allow that, so b4 should be played here. Okay, queen f3. He goes knight a5 and wants to sit on c4. So, but it was covering on e5. So now I can go knight e5 maybe. How often? Like not very often, but once in 3 days or 2 days. Sometimes even more. Depends. Depends on my time availability. Okay, queen takes. Then rook a8, queen d4. Okay, takes. I think I can take on a7. Takes rook a8, queen d4. And after that, I'm also threatening mate on g7, right? This diagonal is very important. So it's a good idea to bring this queen to d4. Okay, now I was planning to play b5. Wow, that's a good move. I didn't see this. Yeah, that's the only move which saves him. Interesting move as well. Very weird. I go here, then he goes rook c7. Then maybe rook f8. I don't know. That was a good move from my opponent. He wants to go bishop e6. Maybe starting with f3. And activating the bishop maybe. Yeah, that bishop d5 move was really suspicious from a player around 1200. It's nearly impossible to find that move. But anyways, I cannot complain. e3 is also a good move. He just locked down my bishop. Let's go bishop h3. He goes knight back. Okay. Let's go f4. Just to have some fun. Okay, knight ef6. Now at least we got the pawn back. We are very low on time. Maybe this rook to a1 and this rook to c1, and pushing these pawns should be a good idea. Now I cannot push a4, he takes, so rook a1, then fc1. He goes rook g1. Okay, king h7. Bishop c6. Rook fc1. Okay, g5. a3. Yeah, the idea is to play rook a4, which is also a good idea. Let's go rook g1. Okay, queen f2. The position looks hopeless actually. c4 pawn is hanging, and after that the f4 pawn will also be hanging. Let's go rook g3. Even if I double the rooks and penetrate to g7, he goes bishop e6, and there is not much to do there. Yeah, after this simultaneous, I will accept challenges. Let's go rook b8. Rook f1. Yeah, we need to play faster. a5. Goes rook f8. Okay. Maybe e4. Rook c8. Okay, let's go h3. Bishop e6. Another good move. Okay, let's go c5. That position is hopeless. I'm just playing, but without any hope. Okay, knight takes or bishop takes. Let's take with the bishop. Okay, takes, then takes on c3, and maybe we can create some counterplay. Okay, queen to d2, then knight e4. Strong. What to do? It takes. Hyper ZZ. Ben teşekkür ederim. Güzel oyundu. Let's go a5. Okay, bishop b1. I will lose on time obviously in many games. Okay, takes. Let's go queen c2. Knight d7. Okay, he blundered and mate in one. Now queen takes h7 is mate. That was a good game, Yo-Yo. He takes. Rook d4. Knight c5 check. He goes bishop c6. Yeah, very bad position. Let's go a4. Rook takes. Pedestrian chess merhaba, hoş geldin. Teşekkür ediyorum. Let's go rook c1. Thank you for the draw offer. You could have just flagged me. Tadzion. Teşekkür ediyoruz. Rook a1. Rook d2. Another good move. Okay. What to do? Bishop f1 looks miserable. What to do? Okay, knight h4 maybe. Trying to survive. Rook takes a2. Okay, let's go rook c6. Trying to get this pawn on b6. Okay, knight f5. Everybody is in time trouble. Everything can happen now. Okay, maybe bishop h6. Okay, rook takes b6, then a2. Yeah, I will lose that game for sure. Okay, queen e1. Okay, let's give a check. Knight h6 or knight g3. Okay, let's give a check. King f7. Rook a6. Let's go f3. Rook b4. Rook c7. I need to create a pass pawn on the h5. I don't know why I played bishop h6. h5 was much better. I need to create something, right? I mean, h5 is my only hope. Now I need to move this bishop somewhere. Okay, rook c5. He goes knight g5. Let's go queen h4. a2 b6. What to do here? Bishop f4 maybe, and h5. h5 h4. That's my only hope. He goes queen e7. Okay, knight f5 works or not? Maybe f4. Then he goes knight f3. Okay, maybe king g2 with 2 seconds on the clock. Rook a7. Yeah, this position is also hopeless. Okay, let's go h5. Takes, then h4 maybe. Of course, it's also hopeless, but what to do? King g2. I will resign this game in a couple of moves. Takes. Goes d4. Okay, takes. h4, then rook h1, just crashing. But rook h1 is a big threat now anyway. I need to push and play bishop g3. Okay, I take on d4. Maybe I have some hope now. Okay, I resign this game. He goes f6. Now queen takes g5, queen takes e2. Let's play knight f5 and let's see what happens. Okay, he takes now, queen takes g5, and I will hope that he will go to h8. He shouldn't do, of course. King e6. Maybe queen h5. Bishop takes c4 doesn't work. Knight takes. Okay, queen h5. Bishop f2. One second. King d7. Yeah, one more check. King c7. Oh, I blundered. Okay, good game. PMMS. Thank you for the game. But I don't have much time. Okay, this position is of course winning for white. Teşekkür ederim Mert. Güzel oyundu. Hangi oyundu? Şu en son Vezir G5 çift soru çektiğim mi? O muydu? Sanırım oydu. Şimdi yazdığına göre. Okay, let's go e6. Okay, bishop g3. Rook d7 maybe. King c8, rook h7 just wins. Then after that king b6 just crashing. Okay, let's resign. Good game. Good game. Everybody played very well. I won 3 games, lost 2 and 1 draw. That's not very bad considering the time control. Okay guys, I'll be back soon. A couple of minutes, then I will accept your challenges. Don't go anywhere. Pedestrian chess, you are the first one. Okay guys, I am back. Let's accept your challenges. it should be like unrated, 3+2 maximum, not more than that. Okay, pedestrian chess, as I promised. You are the first one. Let's go. Good luck. Okay, knight f6. e6, Nimzo Indian. And let's give a check. Bishop d2 or knight bd2. Now there are two moves, a5 or queen e7. I'm usually playing a5. e3, okay, short castle. Bishop d3 is expected. If he takes, then I take, and I control the c3 and a3 squares, which are the ideal squares for this knight on b1. So it's usually not good to take on b4. Okay, bishop b7. Now knight c3 maybe, or even a3. He goes queen e2 with the idea of pushing e4. So knight e4, just blockading. If he goes knight c3, then I have a choice between f5 and bishop takes c3. Okay, he goes a3. I can just drop back, or I can also take. Okay, let's take. He takes with the f knight. Of course, I don't want to take, and because his other knight comes into the game, it should sit on b1 for a while. So f5 might be an idea. f5, maybe he wants to go f2. Then knight f6, maybe e4. Interesting. He takes. I take, and he wants to play knight c3. Okay. He goes queen g4. I cannot play d5 because the pawn is hanging. But actually he cannot take either, right? Or can he? If he takes, then h5 maybe. And where is this queen going? It also needs to protect the knight. The only square is g6. I'll go queen e8. I'm covering the g6 square, and I'm also maybe planning to push d5 one day. If he takes, now h5 is strong, and the knight is just hanging. Okay, now d5 I assume. Okay, d5. Rook ac1. Okay, let's go c6. Protect everything. Then knight d7, knight f6. We can go on f3 and open up the center. My bishop is not a very good bishop for the time being. But my knight on b8 and rook on a8 are not doing much. First, I should solve these problems. Knight d7, knight f6, then rook somewhere. I need to play actively. Maybe one day I can put the bishop on a6 and it can be activated in this diagram. Yeah, it's hard to find a plan for right now. He goes b4. Okay, let's take. Now the a file is open for my rook. It's automatically activated. I don't think b4 was a good move. Okay, let's go knight d7. b5. I can maybe go c5. It looks interesting as well. d5 pawn is already protected, so goes h3. Maybe it's time to activate this queen. I wouldn't mind to exchange. But the other rook comes to c8 maybe. He goes rook a1. Okay. Let's go king f7, bring the king to the center. Shouldn't be a bad idea. King is an important piece. In the end games especially. The position is roughly equal. Okay, f3. He's threatening f takes e4. So I have to take this. Okay, let's go king e7. Yeah, my bishop is really not a good piece. It's a very stupid piece. If I can put it to d7, at least it attacks the b5 pawn and does something like knight f6 maybe. He takes, I take, then knight b3, c4 or d4. I'm not sure. Okay, let's play. Don't have a lot of time. Goes knight b3 at once. King d6. Oh, knight a4 might be strong here. But knight d7. I have knight d7. Knight a5. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, I blundered knight c4. Knight c4 just wins now. Oh, he didn't see. Okay. Let's go here. The position is still very bad. Might be even lost. Takes, rook d1 is very strong, or immediate rook d1. King e5 is met by knight c6. Okay, let's go rook f5 and to protect the knight. Yeah, now knight c4 again. I am blundering everything. Well played. Now rook a8, king takes b7, or knight takes c3 first. I don't know. Knight takes c3. You cannot play rook c1 because of knight e2. Maybe I am surviving here. I don't know. Maybe. Rook d3 is again knight e2. Rook e1. Okay, bishop d5, then rook e7. King b6, rook a6. Okay, I was almost losing on time, but the position is lost anyway. rook a3 maybe, and both pieces are hanging. Then maybe knight takes b5. It's not that simple as I realize now. Yeah, okay, let's go bishop d5. Now I am suddenly even equalizing somehow. Not that simple, of course. Let's go rook g5. Try to take on g2. He has g4, of course. And let's start with knight e2. Maybe it's even better. Knight e2, knight d4. But he just blundered the rook. Yeah, I will lose on time. I need to pre-move everything. Okay, rook g2, knight g3 is knight now. I really didn't deserve to win this game. I was totally lost in many parts. Thank you for the game Pedestrian. Teşekkür ediyoruz Pedestrian. Okay, let's play with Aidos. Okay, c5. Let's go d6. Knight f6. g6. Okay, we are playing dragon. Very sharp lines. Okay, knight c6. Takes, and let's go queen a5. That's also an interesting line. Now the main move is long castle. After the bishop e6. And usually bishop b3 is played. Okay, let's go bishop e6. Now taking is an option. Also bishop b3 is a move. Okay, f takes e6. Yabancılarda olduğu için bugün İngilizce konuşmayı seçtim. GM Wizards. Or nasıl pronanse ediliyorsa bilmiyorum. Genelde Türkçe konuşuyorum. Ama bugün İngilizce konuşmayı tercih ettim. Özel bir sebebi yok. Yani simultane'de oynayanların çoğu yabancıydı o yüzden. Okay, maybe h4 is a good move. He goes king b1. I need to be careful about knight d5 tactics. Doesn't work for the time being. Okay, let's go b5. Now I'm attacking on the queen side and he's gonna attack on the king side. h4 or g4 looks logical. a3 stopping b4 is also an idea. He goes immediate knight d5. I was not very worried about this move. Okay, takes. Yeah, my pawn structure is very bad actually. Maybe I should have been more careful. Yeah, if I just go back, it's even worse, right? Then takes, rook takes, then h4, and white is just attacking. It's a free attack. Cannot allow that. Okay, have to take with the bishop. And now what? Should I keep the bishops? Then I will have a very bad bishop. After e5, bishop e3. Of course, my bishop is much worse than his bishop. It doesn't look like a great idea, so I will just take the bishop. Rook fc8. Maybe I will double the rooks on the c file. It goes h4. Okay. Let's play rook c5, try to control the 5th rank, and rook a8 is coming. Of course, he has just c3. After rook a8, he can just play c3 and close the c file. And then maybe a5 b4. Some counterplay. I'm hoping. He goes g4. If he pushes h5, then I have g5, right? And now the f3 pawn is also very weak. Maybe rook f8 and attacking this pawn is a good idea. Well, let's just bring the king first. If h5, then g5. h6, king g6. I'm not really worried about that line. Or even I can even take. He goes rook e1. Okay, rook f8 will be met by rook e3 probably. Now maybe h5 is good. h5, g5, rook f8, rook e3, then maybe rook f4 and attacking this guy on h4. Okay, h5, if he takes, then I take with the rook and I attack the pawn as well. But maybe starting with rook f8 is better. So let's see what he plays. If he goes rook e3, then the last rank will be very weak. Didn't understand your question. What is 4 plus 0? The challenge you sent? I don't see your challenge. Yeah, you sent 3 plus 0. Okay, 4 plus 0 is also okay. There is nothing wrong. Okay, let's go. Oops, that's a mouse slip. I wanted to play h5. That's unfortunate. Okay. Very unfortunate. And let's go h5 anyway. If he takes on a7, I will take on f3. And I will have a threat, mate in 1. Maybe g5, then rook f4 as I planned originally. Okay, rook f4. Again, if he takes, I have rook takes f3 or rook takes h4. Which one is better? I think rook takes h4 is better because my h pawn is becoming a passed pawn. Okay. And b3, king f7, or even b4. That's weird. It's weird and strong. Okay, let's go rook c6, king f8. Now check and rook h2 maybe. Saves the day. I'm actually threatening mate now. Oh, not mate, but... Or is it mate takes... If he goes here, it's mate. If he goes here, check, check. He goes here, it's a perpetual. Let's take and see what happens. Okay, rook b2. Rook takes a2. Now the threat is rook a1. Of course, he can give checks. But my king looks like it's running somehow. Okay. And it's just hiding to e3 at the end. Now rook a1 is just mate. Thank you for the game. Idols, good game. Well played. Nedim Kerem yapacağım. Sırayla herkese almaya çalışıyorum. Bugün turnuva yapamayız. Amin. Turnuvaya zamanımız yok maalesef. Okay, good luck, the pro player. Okay, let's play the French defense. He goes c4. Okay, c5. The opening turned out to be some kind of a Sicilian. Okay, knight f6. Let's go d5. Maybe that's a mouse slip. I don't know why he did that. King h1 doesn't make sense. Yeah, d4 is a good idea, getting rid of the weak pawn. Okay, takes. Now I can take on c3 as well as d4. Both of them are possible. It takes, and bishop f6. Or takes, knight takes c3. If b takes c3, then bishop f6 is strong. Okay, knight takes d4, knight takes c3. He has to take with the queen. I mean, it's better. At least he's not ruining his pawn structure. Okay, bishop e6. Let's just develop. He goes to g1. I don't know what he's doing. It was definitely a mouse slip. Okay, bishop f6. Next move I am planning to play queen b6 and I will attack the b2 pawn. He goes queen g3, bishop h6 may be his idea, but it doesn't do much. So let's continue our plan. Of course I won't take on b2 now because of rook b1, but it's always a threat. The possible continuation now would be rook f8 or rook ac8. He goes queen a3. Okay, let's activate the rooks. Now he cannot move this bishop because of bishop b2. And after bishop b2, the rook will be hanging. So white is in trouble, I guess. It's not bishop f5, just the rook has to go back. He cannot even play bishop d3. So bishop f5, rook a1. Maybe rook ac8, just bringing the other piece into the game. Now he wants to move this bishop somewhere. The rook is protecting b2, but he is not in time. Bishop f5, rook a1, goes bishop e3. I didn't see that move, to be honest. Okay, that's a good move. Maybe queen d6 or queen e6. Okay, let's go queen d6. Okay, takes. Maybe rook b d1. Then I will just double the rooks. Or not. If I double the rooks, then the a7 pawn is hanging. Okay, takes. Bishop takes b2 maybe. Nedim Kerem kabul edeceğim. Lütfen puansız yolla ama. Bir dahakine sensin. Yeah, bishop f3 is a good move. Okay, let's go rook b8. We can take on b7 anyway because of the last rank. Bishop takes a7 is also strong. Yeah, I'm now playing terrible. Okay. Let's go here. I am hoping that he won't play bishop takes b7. He does. What a surprise. Now he is winning suddenly. King h1, let's go h5. Now I wanna play rook e7. Or starting with bishop c2 maybe was even better. Bishop c2, rook f1, rook e7 was just collecting a piece. Okay, let's go h4. Now g3 would be a bad move. He didn't do that. Okay, let's go g5. Bishop e3 makes sense. Okay, let's go f5. Yeah, I will win this pawn. Okay, f4. Now he should activate this rook. Rook e1 should be a strong move. Okay, this is now looks drawish, but we will play until the very end. We got g3. Okay, let's give a check and see what happens. f3 looks normal. Okay, bishop f5. Bishop g4. That might be a mistake though. It's still draw, I believe, but won't be very easy for him. Of course, I will take with the h pawn. Now I have two passed pawns. Yeah, he needs to put the king to f3, of course. Okay, let's go king f7, bring the king. King e6. Now king e5. He has to play king f3 now. He cannot allow me to play king e4. Yeah, that's a good move. Okay, what to do now? He wants to play bishop d8. Let's go bishop d4. If bishop d8, he gives a check first. King d5. If he goes here, then I will push g2. If he takes, then king e4 with the idea of f3 and try to win the game. With this passed pawn. It won't be easy, of course. Yeah, that was a bad idea. The only thing I can do is to flag him now. But I will offer draw instead. Yeah, thank you. Nedim. Where are you Nedim? Nedim Kerem bir daha göndersene teklifi. Gözükmüyor teklifin şu an. New Year. Bir daha yollarsam teklifi oynayalım. Tabii ki oradaysan. Evet, Nedim Kerem burada değil sanırım. So +2 means I was winning, right? Yeah, but time trouble, unfortunately. So okay, let's play one more game, the last game with Nitish Sivasu from India. Good luck. Last game of the day, of the stream. Bishop c5, d6. Let's go f5. Some rare lines. Okay, bishop takes. GM Wizard 10+0 atmışsın maalesef, o yüzden kabul etmedim. Birazdan da çıkman lazım ama bir dahakine söz, seni alacağım. Okay, let's go b6. I wanna go knight d4, but the pawn on e5 is hanging. Maybe I need to start with queen e7. Queen e7, rook a8, then knight d4. Okay, bishop g6. I blundered the pawn. Can take on e5. Nothing wrong with that. Knight d4. Takes. Take on e5. Then maybe rook e8. He's a pawn up, and I don't know what he's thinking now. And he took some time to take the knight, which is quite weird. Okay, let's go queen d4. Bishop f3. Yeah, rook a d8. Rook fe1 maybe is a good move. Let's go a6. Okay, b5. I want to go b4. Now he blundered the pawn on b2. He can take on c5 though, but he didn't. Let's go rook e5. I think queen g3 has to be played to keep the pressure on the g6 bishop. Bishop f7. Now his pawns are very weak. Material is equal, but structurally I am better. He goes d4. Okay. Takes. He cannot go rook d1. Goes knight d3. Okay. He might take on c7 now. Then c4. Let's play h6. Okay, queen d2. Maybe rook e1. Yeah, now the c pawn is very strong. The problem about white's position is the rook on f1. It's very passive and he cannot bring it into the game very easily. For instance, rook d1 is met by a takes, rook e1 knight. He goes queen d6. Okay, let's collect this pawn as well. Now we have 3 passed pawns, connected passed pawns. Okay, c3. Now c2 is coming. Position is completely winning. Okay, c2. Let's push the other passed pawn. b3, b2. Okay, let's go queen b1. Yeah, the game is over now. GG. Thank you for the game. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching me. See you in the next stream. Have a nice day. Goodbye.